there's red Slurpee everywhere. Like at first I thought people were like bleeding out. I was like, oh, I was losing my mind. And then all the dust is flying around everywhere. And then my like one guy was like banging on the seat, and he's like, "Get out of here! Like your car's on fire!"
Well, they have life.
They are living, but they don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't know they're living, I think.
No. Yes.
Like, they don't have a brain. Like, we know we're living, I think.
How do you know you're living?
Well, okay.
Like,
I think we know we're living. This is weird, but okay.
Like, it kind of, like, you remember, I don't know if we were talking about this with Mike and conspiracy theories, with, like, simulation.
Simulation stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think life is simulation?
Man.
Yeah. Whatever.
Like, what if it's just like a game, like someone's controlling us? Like, these are like,
weird.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
weird to think about.
It's really weird.
or like I don't know if you guys watched the movie Interstellar, right? The one that where he gets lost in space.
That's crazy.
Dude, where they just go through that black hole into another galaxy, basically.
Yeah. And then it's Matthew McConaughey giving signs to old Matthew McConaughey or young Matthew. I don't know.
You think, like,
it's ridiculous.
Real question, you think time travel is a thing?
I think we would. I think there maybe in the future with all the technology and advancement, I think we could.
But then that means that it's right now, because then they could be here.
Listen, I don't understand, like, the time, like, even when I watch these movies, like, they're cool to watch, like, oh, you went back, you hopped in a hot tub and you went, like,
Hopped in time machine.
Like, it's cool to see
That movie.
I like that one.
But,
yeah, it was a
like,
good movie.
it doesn't click with me. Like, the only way I know how to go back in time is if you turn the clock, right? Like, if you turn the clock. But
no,
how do you turn?
Clocks
they're
are
not
just
time. Yeah,
clocks
exactly.
are not time. They just measure time.
Yeah,
And
But
clocks are fake.
and time is also it's also relative.
Clocks are fake.
If speaking of physics and stuff,
Sure.
it's time's relative
to what?
to the viewer.
Well, sure. Yeah, like,
So like
I'm living in my time, you're living in your time. We're the same time though, right?
technically, there's like there's Einstein's theory of relativity, and what it's more for space. Like, that's the reason why Matthew McConaughey, when he went up to space, he was talking to his daughter and he was saying, when I come back, I'll be like the same age, and or something like that. I'll be like 2 years, like
Yeah, they
older.
say time's different in space.
Yeah. So it's because like it's speed of light. There's a whole theory. I forgot what it was. I didn't do well in my physics class.
Me neither. Don't worry.
Like, it was just that one chapter that was like, I was like, Einstein, like he was sitting on the bus and thinking about this theory. It's absolutely insane, man.
Okay. So he was like, that was how long ago? Like, if he had that much, like, intellect that many years ago, like.
But he also didn't know how to tie his shoes.
Yeah, like, certainly, if there's so many like Newton or all these Einstein people, like, they're just regular things to us right now. Like, Newton dropped an apple and was like, oh, things fall to the ground. Like, did no one think about that before? Like, did no one just jump up before? Like, did no one jump and realize, yo, like, if I jump, I'm gonna come back down. Like,
yeah, I guess it was just like no one thought about it as deep as he did, kind of thing.
And then he put it in writing.
Yeah, he gave a name.
But like,
and all that kind of stuff.
here's the thing. How do we actually know that happened?
That's true too. But actually, there's
Like, what if
there's
it-
documentation. I would say there's a lot of evidence
But, like,
to show that happened.
But like, you know, like, it's like we can't talk to a person that actually knew Newton, right? Like, or
But they have, like, written lineages. You'll be able to, like, I think, you know, we're in like 2020.
20.
Yeah.
Like, what does the year 1 look like?
That's yeah.
That's my. I
Bro,
have
we're
a question.
we're like dinosaurs pets as dogs that you keep in the house. We're like imagine just be like, yo, get on my reptile.
Were gone a long time before that.
But, like, well, the year 1.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, what? Who started the naming? Like, well, I guess there's the whole religious stuff behind that too. But like,
How do you know this is a mic?
because it's a mic. Okay.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of, like, it comes down to it, it's just a whole bunch of particles joined together.
yeah.
Like, or molecules or atoms joined together.
That's kind of crazy. I think
Like,
that's
yeah, because, like, if we're all made of atoms, like, why aren't you made of metal? Like, you're just made of different atoms. Okay, one thing, when I was in my class, biochemistry, right? They tell you to draw these molecules. right? They're like, okay, draw alpha ketoglutarate, draw random molecules. My initial question is like, how do they know that? Like,
Yeah, how do you know?
how do you
Yeah.
know that this carbon goes here and this carbon goes here and there's a double bond? Like, how do you know that?
Or how do you even know what it looks like?
Yeah, I was telling my friend, I was like, yo, what if they're just lying? Like, they literally could be lying, and I just have to believe and be tested on that.
Well, I don't know if you guys have been reading the news, but like something happened with Justin Trudeau's government,
Sure.
where he was, it was on the news, and his, I don't know if it was his assistant or something, he came up on live television, and there was like black paper,
Okay.
and he's like, "What are you hiding from us?" Like there's literally I see the post, I'll put it up on the screen or whatever, but like there's legit like they're like, Justin Trudeau, what are you hiding? Like, have you ever thought like what or you look at Area 51, what are they hiding?
The government knows a lot.
Oh yeah, and
they-
like especially with like all this stuff like the royal family
Yeah.
killing Princess Diana and all that kind of
There's
stuff.
so
It's
much
just,
twist and things.
No, it's just like all these like higher up people that seem to have like their own like secret.
Yeah.
Well, like, I guess everyone's entitled to their own secret
Yeah.
life, but like this is like
They got
bad
power,
secrets.
yeah, and they have
Yeah.
ways to cover it up, or if
Yeah.
they needed to, or whatever they
Yeah.
have, their resources.
But like, do you, like imagine just living that life where you could just throw money at your problems and they fade away.
I don't think that's a have like great life, to be honest. Like it's good, like you thinking wise, like yo, that's cool. There's a problem here, bye.
Mhm.
But sometimes you gotta face them, like you
Yeah.
know. Sometimes I don't know. And then there's all that a cybersecurity thing, like government's listening. Like we don't even have to put this on YouTube because somebody in like they're probably
We have
listening
at
to this
least-
right now.
Yeah, we have at least one viewer.
Like one viewer to the person who's actually listening live too. Like they hear the whole uncut version.
Yeah.
They see the behind the scenes everything. Like thank you for watching.
It's-
Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe.
You get a text right now, FBI agent. I got you, bro.
We got a subscriber.
Man, it's scary. Like, bro, what you don't know what's happening. Like you, like even TikTok, like
Oh yeah, the whole like them trying to listening in, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's but like everyone's still gonna do it. Like when's the last time you read the terms and conditions on like signing up for an iPhone?
that's yeah.
Like we went to the Apple store and the guy scanned my Apple ID, and all of a sudden he's like, all right, cool, you have this many devices, you have this and this. I'm like, is that like, do you know more information about
Yeah.
that? Like there's so much information that we just give to these companies, and like no one's gonna do anything. I don't think like you're still gonna buy the new iPhone, or you're still gonna get the new app, you're still gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like
Unless you just go off the grid.
And
Yeah.
I've heard like stories where they actually like, for people who actually scroll through them, sometimes they put like $1,000 free, like a code, and all you do is just like enter it and you get a free $1,000 if you actually read the agreements. Or it's like this happened before, bro.
Really?
Like yeah.
damn.
Like they want to check if people actually pay attention to that. It was
Actually, blog idea. We should sit down and read them. Like we should read.
bro, that would take.
Bro, there'd be a
I don't
long
even
There
read
might
my.
be some like weird stuff in there that we have no idea.
They're like,
That's
yeah,
true.
you give us a right to sign away your life. I have 50% of your earnings. Like, jeez.
I have a funny car crash story.
Yeah, let's
It's
hear
funny. Okay.
Well, yeah, no one's hurt. So
Okay.
that's fine.
That. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, this was in grade. Must have been in grade 10
Yeah.
or grade 11.
You got your license early, man.
Well, it was my buddy's.
Oh, okay,
My buddy
okay. I
got
was
his
like,
license.
damn, bro, in
He was
grade
born
10?
March. Oh, I guess it was probably grade 11 then. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
grade 11. Yeah, my buddy Sean just got his car.
Sean.
It was probably his third day with it.
Yeah.
So we're all, like all of us were hyped up that he can start driving us everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, like, you want to take us to 7-Eleven during lunch? So we all go to his car. There's 6 of us, I think, and he has a coupe.
Oh.
So one guy's in the trunk. So we go to Sev, whatever, get our Slurpees and snacks.
Yeah.
Start coming back home, and then Jay is in the trunk, my buddy Jay.
Yeah.
So then Sean is driving, and he's like, like, let's shake Jay up, like, let's like make this exciting for him or whatever. So we go down the street, and it's like a 90-degree turn almost. And then so I don't know what Sean's idea was here, but he was just like, well, I guess he wanted to you know, give
Yeah.
Jay a little spook.
Yeah.
So he's going, and then as he's going up to the corner, I'm like, man, he's going a little quick here.
You fasten your seatbelt, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, I grab my bag, I'm
Yeah.
holding a little
Yeah.
Slurpee, and then he just takes the turn and he just loses it, goes straight into like the hydro pole, like light post, and like literally like I don't think the airbags went off, but it seemed like dust just came into like the cabin, I guess from the engine bay or wherever it was. And there's there's red Slurpee everywhere. Like at first I thought people were like bleeding out. I was like, oh, I was losing my mind. And then all the dust is flying around everywhere. And then my like one guy was like banging on the seat, and he's like, "Get out of here! Like the car's on fire!" And like the dude in the front seat, he was just like, "Man, what's going on?" And then so like the guy's banging on his seat, and then my buddy Aiden, we call him Tuna.
Sure. Yeah.
So he's sitting in the front seat, and he's kind of just like, "Man, what's going on here?" So like everyone's yelling at him to get out of the car because everyone thinks the car's on fire.
Yeah.
So we get out, and then the guy that's in the truck, I guess he like has like like there's a latch in the truck.
Yeah.
In the trunk of some cars. Yeah. So I guess he just pops out and starts running away because like I guess like he wasn't supposed to be in the trunk. So he's like, man, I'm just getting out of
Get out
here.
of here. Yeah.
So then like we're all just like hanging out around the car, and then Sean's like, hey, yeah, so like guys, like you go to class because we were already late at this point. He's like, you guys go to class, like I'll just take care of it. And we're like, are you sure, man? He's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like, okay. So then
Jeez, man,
we go back to school, and then we get a call from Sean. He's like, oh yeah, so the paramedics say you guys gotta come back because like whatever. And we're like, okay. So like I was in class at this point, so I'm like, all right, I gotta go. So I leave, and then we're all walking back together. Like, we meet up, and like it was only like a 2 minute, and we weren't that far from the school.
Yeah.
So we walk back, and as we walk up to the car, like a fireman walks up to us, and like man, we're young, so like we don't know what's going on. And the fireman's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to lay down, put your hands behind your back, and we're just like, okay, and we all just like get on our knees, start going down. He's like, nah, guys, I'm messing with you. And we're like, oh my god, like what are we even like he's a fireman. It's not a policeman. Like what is going on?
He pulls out the hose to tie it.
Damn. So then like they just like had to check our vitals or whatever.
Fair enough. Did they figure out there was more people in the car?
No, actually we told Jay to stay at the school, but like we made sure he was okay. We're like, Jay, like, are you okay? Like, do you feel hurt at all? And he's like, no, like I'm laughing, whatever.
Yeah, right, that's insane.
Yeah, and then just like everyone that was actually in the car went back.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That's a good story.
That was pretty wild. Oh, and actually, probably like one of the funniest parts was Sean had to call his mom to come get him because like whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, they wouldn't let us leave until we had like a parent come get us.
Right.
So, because we were all underage.
Yeah.
And Sean has to call his mom, tell him that he wrecked his new car. So he's like dreading this.
What was it expensive? Like the car?
It was a Honda Civic.
Oh, okay.
But
it's still expensive.
So,
but it's still a car. Yeah.
So he calls his mom. He has his mom on the phone, and he's like, telling her that he crashed his car, whatever. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, and watch out for the corner. It's a doozy. And he literally just has all of the paramedics and the firemen just like buckled over in laughter. It was awesome. Yeah. It was so funny. Damn.
Well, on that note, I think this is a great way to end off the podcast. If you're liking it so far, drop a like, comment down below, click that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.
Thanks so much.